welcome to a video of my RC collection. This is just a little overview of what I got. Been building and working on current projects. Gonna go over a little bit of each one of these and hopefully you enjoy it. So starting off, we just got some cheapy little Walmart ones the lady bought for us at Christmas, and they work great on like a tile floor, you know, nothing too special. But if you're just starting out, you got little kids, these ones are definitely the way to go. So featuring, these are both my boys'. They're both SCX 10s, pretty much stock but built to kind of play a completely different role from one another. So starting off with the G6, never mind the BFG tires, hopefully I don't get sued for copyright infringements. Got a little bit taller suspension, a little bit taller tires. Pretty much everything is stock other than I built the aluminum links for it. Definitely the way to go if you're mechanically inclined and know how to somewhat measure. The front steering links, got those from Evil Bay, fairly cheap. I think they were like 12 bucks. Got them on this one also and on my 6x6. Definitely helps with the steering just because the plastic parts, after you use them a couple times, they tend to bend and then your steering pretty much just goes to pot. So a difference other than the tires and stance is we got, this one's my oldest boy's. He decided he wanted to put the battery mount up front over the steering servo. Definitely helps when you're going uphill, keeps the front end down a little bit. To where this one, same modifications as this guy, aluminum links, whatnot. This one has, I apologize for the lighting, the battery mount sitting a little bit further back, lower, a little bit lower center of gravity. Now you wouldn't think it, but if you're new to the hobby, this does affect the way that they crawl. So this one definitely enjoys side hilling more with the smaller tires, lower center of gravity. But if you come up to some big obstacles, not having bigger tires definitely ruins you a little bit. This one here definitely does better going uphill just because of more forward center of gravity, bigger tires, bigger obstacles work better. So if you're new to this and you're trying to get some different ideas, just basically with stock parts and a couple extra bucks, there's two different ways you can build one of these crawlers. Next up, been working on this one for a couple of years. This is completely custom built out of two SCX 10s. It was one of them was a deadbolt just like this one, and the other one was a Honcho that Able Hobby built and came with the body. They had converted it into a dually. We're currently working on this one. I'm trying to put a transfer case into it, basically for some more scale points, and then build a forward motor mount. So once again, I do apologize for the crappy lighting. And I'm using my cell phone, so deal with it. But anyways, these are all my SCX 10s. Going down is one that I just got done building. I enjoy building them almost as much as I do driving them, playing with them, you know. We got a couple of Tamiyas. This one here is the remake. It's not the original that came out in '87. It's the Super Clodbuster. Not a huge fan of stickers. I like my rides clean. Basically useless out of the factory. When you put it together following the instructions, the steering sucks, the suspension's crap, but they're a lot of fun just watching them bounce around, kind of like a big dopey dog. I didn't put the light bar on it. I bought another light bar that actually has lights in it. Square lights, I figured they'd match better. The lady picked out the colors. Not very good at painting, but I think it came out alright for a know-nothing, you know. Not sure if I'm going to keep this one stock. I know a lot of guys out there take these, completely rebuild them, different frame, suspension, and just, yeah, completely murder them out, and they are cool. So if I decide to do that, I'll probably just see if I can find a used one on Evil Bay and go from there. It is getting the servo conversion to where you basically take two steering servos instead of the one that sits right there. You got a rod going to each end. like I said, useless. So I'm going to take 2 servos. There's kits you can buy on eBay to where it mounts the steering servo on the axle, and then you just put a link and then get a Y, or you can do it to the force channel. I do have a 4-channel receiver in this, so you can steer the back independently. This one here is the Tamiya Land Freighter. We all know that it's a Ranger. Call it the Danger Ranger like everybody else. As far as upgrades, I did get the, I think it's the Yeah Racing upgrade kit for better steering, better suspension. Got some lights in there. Plan on building an interior for it. This was a really fun build too. The Tamiya kits are great. The instructions are easy to read. They have, you know, all the bolt lengths right next to what you need, and not a bad time at all. This one here is my Cross RC Demon. This is just the base kit, so you have to paint the wheels and everything, paint the bumpers. It's the soft body, or like sand body one. As far as crawling capabilities, it's not as good as the SCX is up here, but you do have a transfer case, kind of a forward motor mount. I mean, the scale points are right there. Put a couple accessories on it. Gotta have the accessories. So it does have lights that work. If you do buy one of these kits, the chipboards that the LEDs are attached to for the headlights aren't the way you mount them. You just gotta be very careful with the wiring so you don't hit on the chassis and everything else. But I mean, other than that, definitely it was a fun build. The instructions are not the best, but you can kind of figure it out as far as the spacers in between the links and everything else goes. So I don't know. And down here we got a TRX4 kit that I built, all stock. As far as the build itself, you know, kit instructions, they were pretty good. No major problems putting it together. However, I did ruin one of the differential servos. Definitely follow the instructions. Don't fiddle with them. The servos themselves that lock and unlock the differentials aren't the best quality, but they're not very expensive to replace either. So I did put the light bar on it. It came, the light kit came with the roof rack I put on. Other than that, not sure what I got planned for it next. And then we got a couple of nitros. So I bought these. I had 3 of them. Bought them for the kids, trying to, you know, get into nitros if they wanted to. Bang for the buck. I mean, you can't beat the price. Ready to run, you know, with the glow charger and all the hoo-ha you need to get these things going. Did put, you know, some different tires on this one just to play around with it. They're useless. This thing's got enough power to where it just spins them. So, like I said, as far as bang for the buck, if you want to get into nitro, it's definitely the way to go. They do have a couple little bugs in them that are easily fixed. Maybe one day I'll make a video on them just to show everybody, hey, this is a major problem, but it's very easily fixed. And go from there. There's my boneyard of the volcanoes. So some of them I got from a buddy, some of the parts, and you know, it's nitros. You bash them a little bit, which I'm not a huge basher, but stuff's gonna break. So, and it doesn't matter whether you buy HPI or Losi or Traxxas or Red Cat or HSP, they're gonna break. So, anyways, oh yeah, I got a little surprise for the guys that follow me on Facebook with all my builds. And here it is, my next build. Always wanted one of these when I was a little kid. This is also a remake, because if you try and find the original kits, they're just lots of monies. So same as this one here, I always wanted one when I was a little kid, you know, but never got one, and finally got one and had to build it. But yeah, stay tuned on Facebook, Big Sky Country RC Addicts. I'm going to start building this one probably here within the next couple weeks. Chose to go with the yellow. I'm not sure how many decals I'm going to put on it. Like I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of decals and stickers, and you know, I try to keep my rigs clean. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and get to our seeing.